so I just wanted to share a story from today, just this encounter that I had with someone that was just a really cool moment. So I know there's just a lot happening. There's a lot of division right now, especially things that are happening that happened with George Floyd and the things that are happening as a result of that. Um, and there's just so much division. There are people who really are standing up for justice, and there are other people who are just getting angry that riots are happening and things like that. And I'm definitely not condoning riots. I'm not saying that they're right and that I support violence or anything like that. But I think it's so easy to shift our focus towards things like that that are negative and call people out on them and say, oh, these people are stupid for doing this thing, and completely miss that the people who are doing these things are hurting. And this is an opportunity for us to extend love and to extend grace, to extend a listening ear, not to let our hearts grow cold. We don't know the shoes that they've walked in, we don't know their personal experiences. And so I know there's so many angles you can. I really am not posting this video for debate or for people to say, oh, well, but you didn't look at this angle or this angle. At the end of the day, God commands us to love people. And the Bible clearly states that people will know that we are his disciples by the way that we love one another. And if we're allowing ourselves to be so consumed by media, so consumed by our own opinions, and just completely trashing other people and what their opinion is, that's not loving. So today, I just want to preface also that I'm not sharing this in a prideful way, but hopefully in a way just to encourage us to be open to the people around us and extend love and grace, especially in this difficult time of division. So today I went to Walmart and I was picking up my groceries, and the girl that brought the groceries to my car was a black girl. And well, first a black guy came. He just asked me my name for the pickup, and then he said he would be back. So about 10 minutes had passed, and I was just kind of praying and while I was waiting, and just really felt like God was like, you need to talk to him. And so then he ended up not coming back, but this black girl came back, and she loaded the groceries into my car, and then she shut my door. And I thought for sure like I missed my opportunity to talk to her. I was like, no, like I was supposed to talk to her. And so then luckily she went to the other side of my car and was like running out of room on the one side, so she went to the other side. And so um, then I just turned around and I was like, how are you? And she's like, oh, like busy, like things are really crazy right now. And I'm like, no, like genuinely, how are you doing? Like, I know there's just a lot of division right now. I know just with stuff with George Floyd that has brought up a lot of stuff, and I just want to be sensitive to what you may be feeling and just allow you to voice that. And I don't remember her having an attitude, honestly, but she immediately was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry for having an attitude with you earlier. And because I was asking her genuinely how she was, and she started tearing up, and she was like, it's honestly just really hard because so many people don't understand where we're at. They don't understand the things that we've gone through. A lot of people, their parents don't have to tell them, hey, if we get stopped by a cop and you're not sure what's going to happen to us, you need to flee. Like, those aren't conversations normal people have to have. But these are conversations that I've had to have with my parents, and that I will have to have with kids, the kids that I have. And I started like tearing up, and she's like, oh, stop crying. And it was just such a cool moment because there's so many views you can have. You can get so angry at what's going on, but at the end of the day, this is an opportune time for us to love people. This is an opportune time for us to say, hey, I'm the whitest white girl there is, but at the end of the day, I love you. And I want to hear your voice because you matter. And the more that we share our opinions on, well, what about um, black people murdering black people, or what about just you name it, all these things, like all these debates, and like, oh, well, there are like good cops out there. Like, instead of just sharing all of our opinions about all of these things, at the end of the day, are we allowing ourselves to put our biases and our opinions and all these things aside to let Jesus use us and to speak encouragement and love to other people who desperately need it right now, who desperately need to know that they have a voice, that they are heard, and that they are valuable because they're made in the image of God. So I just wanted to share that story in hopes that it would encourage you just to be just aware of the people that you're around, and to be led by the Holy Spirit just to strike up a conversation that may be awkward, or that you may not even know how to have the conversation. Um, it was a conversation that I kind of stumbled on and was like, I don't really know how to ask this, but I'm willing to look like a fool if you know that you're loved and that someone genuinely cares enough about you to look like a fool. Um, and at the end of the day, their response isn't my responsibility. If they get angry at me for asking, like, I at least tried to extend love to them in this moment. So just wanted to share that in hopes that it may encourage you, just to be aware of what's going on around you, to put aside opinions and biases, and simply just love people. Satan wants to steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to cause division. This is all part of a plan. Um, it's scriptural that these things are going to happen, um, and we need to be prayed up and ready to respond in love and in grace. We need to be ready to be used by God to be the light and to be peacemakers. So